Hi, Russ here. Hey, welcome back to the shop. This is another OTB Thinker moment. On my original video, it was Gripper, no moving parts was the name. And it was about making your own gripper with no moving parts. Anyway, I had a couple of requests to make the pattern and that sort of thing for them so that they can make their own. I guess the instructions I gave with it, they can be tough to follow. So I decided we'd take a different approach. Instead of making a pattern and sending it out on a file out on the internet, we're going to make another one. But I'm going to base it on one size. So all my grippers have the same width. They're 3 1/4 inches wide. And so the pattern I'm going to show you is going to be based on that pattern. It's an adequate size. It works fine. If you make a different size, the pattern's going to vary. And we're not going to get into that. So basically, to make your pattern is actually quite simple. What you want to do is take on a piece of paper and you draw a line 3 1/4 inches long. Once you've done that, then you take every 1/4 inch and you make a mark from one end to the other. And when you get done, that'll give you 13 segments in between the lines. So number them 1 through 13. And then once you've done that, at quadrant 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 11, you put a little X. You go ahead and do it now. I'll wait. Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, no, 11, yeah. Okay, so once you've done that, that's your pattern. You take and cut that pattern out. It's exactly 3 1/4 inches wide, has your little X's on there and your quadrant numbers. And you put that on the end of your block once you've made it. And once you get this lined up on there, then you take and you can glue it down, or you can, like what I did here, is I took my anchor rule and I marked it every 1/4 inch from one side to the other, and then numbered them 1 through 13. And then I just took my pattern, and then at 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 11, I put the X. And that is now where you're going to cut dados. The height, I made mine about 3/8 of an inch, but I think probably a 1/4 inch is enough. I don't ever really take my blade higher than a 1/4 inch above my piece that I'm cutting, if I'm cutting all the way through. So set your height of your blade and then go through and cut out, hog out the area in between that you see here. So you're going to have a 1/4 inch dado here, a 1/2 inch dado here, 1/2 inch dado here, and a 1/4 inch dado here. Once you get that all hogged out, then you have a gripper. Now, I would recommend that you make these in pairs when you do it. So as you cut each one out, do it the same. And then mark the end of both of them on one end to match. That way, if you're using your grippers as an overhand feed through, then you want to make sure that you have them pointing the same way. That way you know they'll both miss the saw blade. If you turn one of them around accidentally and they're not matched up, I guarantee you one of them is going to hit the blade. So just that's how you do in a pair. And it's best to have a pair of them that's handy. Most of the time I only use the one, but it's nice to have 2 of them. So, and the other thing you want to watch out for is don't drop them. I dropped these finally after a year, and it landed apparently just right and broke off my 1/4 inch leg on the one side. No big deal. I'm going to cut these down and I'll remake it, and they'll be good as new. But just be careful of that and make sure that if you drop it, check it, see if it broke the leg off. And I can still use them most of the time, but at this point, it is time to make a new set. So if you have any questions about how to make these, give me a call. I'll be here, and I appreciate you coming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any twist on this to make it better, I would love to hear it. Thanks. Y'all come back. Bye.